Honor! Yeah, baby!
Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Big Porky here, the voice of hardcore boxing. But then again, you know that, don't you? That's why you've tuned in. Now, for those of you that have not joined our members area, the button's below. It's the thumb like that, and there's a one like that. There's a box below that says join on. If you're having problems looking for it, just go on to community and get joined up for your Porky Fix on members area. Today I'm joined by you know who. He doesn't need no introduction. Well, not in Essex anyway. How are you, Michael? You all right?
Fine, mate.
Looking well?
Thank you.
You've been doing a bit of training?
Always training. It's breakfast for me, training.
Yeah, it's food and drink to you, isn't it, mate? You know what I'm going to say? Have you heard anything from the fighting man that doesn't fight?
Just soppy videos he's been putting out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Eddie Hearn, slagging him off, putting him down, bully tactics, all the other crap he puts on people that he knows he can get away with.
Yeah, I've got it here, mate. Shall I play it or don't you play it?
Yeah, play it.
Hang on a minute. I'll turn my phone and we'll play it. Do you think John just craves the attention? Or do you think he really wants to put people over his knee and slap them and stretch them out?
About the Holmes?
Don't know. I know Barry. Man's never done me no harm. He's always been right with me, the father. Don't know the son. He's only a pup, isn't he? Don't know him. Seems a bit arrogant to me, like. He wants to put it across your knee and BAM! BAM! Up the arse, doesn't he? And crack around the ear hole. That's what he get round me, messed me about. Cracked up the ear hole in a second. Pull rank on them kind of people, me. Because I can.
Might be a tasty build-up then.
It'd be a build-up. I'll tell you what, the build would be better than the fight. Because if they come near me, they get a backhander. They want me to talk to me like that, because I'll stretch him. I won't stretch, put him across my knee and spank him like a kid.
I don't really know, Russ, because that's all he talks about. Hence, that's where the challenge come from.
Yeah,
saying he's the best. That's where it's obvious that one day someone's going to front him up. And unfortunately, it was me.
Tell you what, I'll get my phone's just gone. I'll get Cameron to put that in. I'll get him to slip it in, and a few other ones. Just make John look good, Cameron. Right, I've been thinking, Mick, and I don't normally do much thinking, but I had a light bulb moment. Why don't I fight that Spencer Brown? John's manager, agent, whatever he is, Gold Star Promotions.
Well, I think you should. I mean, we did speak about it before.
Yeah.
You can go on the undercard, can't you?
Yeah, chief support, me and Spencer Brown, four 3-minute rounds.
I think you got to get on the blower and sort it out with him, Russ.
Yeah, Spencer, why don't me and you get at it and we can make it a kind of a family affair. What do you think? Me and you, Mick and John. We'll only need probably one more fight on there. You've got a good card there, haven't we?
It's starting off a good card, isn't it?
Let's have it, Spencer.
Yeah,
come on. Let's do it. Let's do it for NHS, Spencer, and mental health. What do you reckon? Why not?
You'll turn up, Russ. You'll turn up, though, wouldn't you?
I'll turn up. Turn up. And I'll put you over my knee and you'll be crying, mother fat peas. I don't know. I hope we're not going to be doing this, Mick, in another year, because I'm going to be losing will to live if we do another year of this.
Well, what you could say is turn up.
Turn up.
My fucking knee.
Yeah. Do you think John's going to eventually agree to this fight, Mick?
I'm the best 54-year-old man on the planet. I'm going to prove it anytime, any place, anywhere, for free or for money.
I hope so.
I've heard that he's a bit of a laughing stock in Manchester at the moment with that billboard that's gone up.
Well, that's what it's meant to do, isn't it? Call him a laughing stock.
Well, sometimes people have to come out and fight when they've been shooting the mouths off. You've got to come out and fight, haven't you? That's all we want. We ain't no personal against John. We just want to see you fight, John. We want to see you turn up. You're fit all year round. John says he's running 10 mile every day.
Running 10 miles, doing 20 minutes in the gym, punching the bag, and doing 20 minutes on the weights. You know what? He's fitter than me, the guy. So what's the problem? What's the excuse?
Yeah. It's a lot, Mick, 20 minutes on weights every day.
after a 10-mile run.
Yeah.
Well, you've exerted all your energy straight away, haven't you, by doing all that? I think. But he's Superman, isn't he? He's X-rated Superman, so maybe he can do it.
Well, I've heard he's been running up beach in Morecambe, like Rocky,
Really?
like Rocky
Wow.
and Apollo. You know, in Rocky 3.
Maybe we'll turn up down there one day, Russ, and film him. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we ought to do.
Hey?
Maybe Spencer Brown.
I'll get me black mate down. He'll run alongside of him. He can be Apollo. He can do the Rocky, can't he?
Yeah.
Fat Rocky with tits hanging out.
Spencer, pick up the phone. My number's not hard to get, Spencer. Get my number off somebody and let's get this fight on because it's been talked about now for 10 months. Let's get at it. Come on, let's just get at it and get some money raised. And we'll all pinch a few quid for ourselves as well. It's not about that. It's about charity. So let's get at it. And by me fighting you, Spencer, you can then say to John, well, we've got half an undercard sorted here already. Me and Mick want to fight. I'll fight you, Spencer, because me and you have got a bit of history, haven't we? And John can fight Mick because Mick wants it, don't you, Mick?
You know that.
And John going around saying he's this big hard man who fights people and stretches them out and puts them over his knee and all that. Hasn't thrown a punch in 6 years out of prison. John, you've got to back these words up. You can't keep coming out making these statements and not back it up. I don't know. What do you think, mate?
I think he should, all this shit that's coming out of his mouth, yeah, he should put it in his pipe and smoke it. That's his favourite phase, isn't it? So, John, stick it in your pipe and fucking smoke it. Excuse the effing.
Yeah.
Put it in your pipe and smoke it. Every piece of garbage, bullying tactics, especially to Eddie Hearn, not 2 weeks ago, you put him over your knee and smack his bum and all that bullshit, yeah? Come and smack my bum, see if you can smack my bum in the ring. Come on, let's do it, yeah? If not, put it in your pipe and smoke it. Famous words from you, mate. And you know what that means.
So, Mick, what do you want from John? Do you want him to come out and say he's going to fight you or to come out and say, look, can we call it all off? Would you be better with that, Mick?
He can come and say anything he wants, you know what I mean? It's not a problem. Like I say, this is a challenge. He said he's the best. Come out and prove it. Alternatively, if you don't want to fight me, come up and say you don't want to fight me. You bottle, you ain't got no bottle. No problem. I'll suffer that one.
When will the match take place, Mick?
When? Well, we spoke about this before. Once he comes out and tells me, yes, we'll give him a few weeks, 4, 5, 6 weeks, get ready, and then we'll nominate a place. We can have anywhere, really, you know.
Have you decided who's going to work your corner, Mick, when it does happen?
Yeah, that's all sorted.
Right. All right. Moving on from the Theo versus Fury fight and Porky versus Spencer. What do you think about Tyson coming out saying that he's drinking 12 pints of beer and that and blah, blah, blah? And do you think it's all for PR and that he's really not doing that? Because he doesn't look bloated to me, does he? I've been told today that...
I like Tyson, like I said before, you know, he's nothing like John, complete different character. He just having a laugh with the public, basically, you know, he's just playing with them. Yeah, listen, Tyson's ready anytime. Like, even like he said, he was on live TV the other day with Barry guy, whatever his name is, I forgot his surname. And a couple of guys will interview him anyway, and he was saying that he drinks 12 pints a night. Do you know what? I can't believe he does that. And he will. Listen, he can drink 12 pints a night from now till he fights Anthony Joshua, if the fight happens, and he'll still beat him. I believe. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's Tyson for you. And I believe he will do it. So listen, do I believe he is drinking? He may be drinking, you know, but he may not be drinking. But listen, whatever, he's a great kidder. He knows how to play the game, and that's what he's doing. He's being a professional in what he does. Yeah, not like some people.
Yeah, you know the video where he's jumping in the sea.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a recent video. That were ages ago. So he had everybody
Was
full with it. He had everybody full with that. Yeah, that was ages ago, I've been told. So, but that's up to him. Innit? If he wants to play a media game, I'm not bothered about that. Just get in the ring with Joshua and fight. But does Joshua and him really want to fight each other, or is the powers that be keeping them apart? Or, like I've been saying for over a year, the legal issues and complications around the Wilder trilogy, that's stopping it. If you back up to December 5th, Frank Warren pulled the Caballero Tyson Fury fight, didn't he, off the BT card because of legal issues. So I'm a firm believer that Tyson could be out for months yet, months, and I think he knows it deep down. He could be. So maybe it might be going off the rails over that.
If there's a rematch clause with Wilder, the trilogy fight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, was there in writing? Do we know about that? Was there one in place?
Yeah, there was, but they're hiding behind the pandemic, saying that the pandemic made it so it couldn't happen. And
No,
this and that.
that's a good excuse. That's a proper excuse. Yeah, number one.
Uh-huh.
Number two, if it was in writing, it can be legally put forward and challenged.
Yeah.
A lot of things have been put off from the pandemic, so that is it's not an excuse, it's evidence, and it can be used. And maybe Wilder's got him by the coolies because he has to fight him first on the trilogy fight before he fights Joshua. So I think that's what's holding the whole scenario up here. We look at that direction.
Then it comes down to men and how big your balls are. And Tyson's got balls like two King Kongs and Godzilla rolled into one.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out because Tyson's been out at ring nearly 14 months now, and you've got to keep your tools sharp, haven't you, in that industry?
He's come out of my nutsack.
Yeah, but Eddie said that the fight is almost there now. He said it a few days ago on social media. He's a week away from finalising the fight, isn't he? But if Wilder is still got that lawsuit in place, that will hold everything up, no matter what they want to.
Yeah. Al Heyman's a lawyer, isn't he, from Harvard? Went to Harvard. Bob Arum's an ex-lawyer for IRS.
Yes.
And these people know what litigation is, and if they can't come to an agreement and they can't work it, who's to say that Tyson's head's not going to blow off and he's going to lose plot? I doubt that because he seems mentally strong. They're stronger than they were, but you don't know. Boxing's a funny old game, and like Russ Gerard said the other day, if you want loyalty, get a pigeon because they'll always fly back to you.
Yeah, but he's financially secure at the moment, isn't he? He doesn't have to go up the rails. He can chill out. Look, he loves training. Like he says, he does it every day, like me. And I understand where he comes from, and how he slipped into what he slipped in, into the going backwards into the mental health issues, and just was out and boozing every night and whatever else he was doing, But he's strong. He came back. He's done what he's done, and he can take over all day long waiting for this to happen. There's no rush for him, Does Eddie Hearn want to relinquish his man and get him out of there? Does he want to let him go and lose everything from after? Because I believe Tyson will beat him.
Yeah.
Who knows? Funny game, boxing.
Yeah,
John might knock me out in the first round. Who knows?
Oh, Mick, if John knocked you out in the first round, we'd have to crawl out of the stadium, wouldn't we?
No, do me a favour, Russ. Russ, if he knocks me out, you go in there with an iron bar, put it over his head.
I'll have Big Shane picking me up like Penfold off a Danger Mouse. And
What the fuck you done? You'll be on the canvas with me. What you fucking doing? Get up, you cunt. Turn up, get up.
Mate, if you're fighting, please don't get knocked out in the first round, mate. Oh, my God.
I'll have to whisper in John's ear not to do it.
Catch him cold. Let's hope he don't catch you cold because he'll come out windmilling, John. You can imagine him being a windmiller, can't you?
Yeah. Who knows what could happen in boxing, Russ? That's why they call it boxing, don't they?
Well, at least you're going to give him notice to have a bit of a camp. But I won't put it past John already ticking over because he's tricky, John. He's not daft like. He'll be ticking over, ready for you.
Come on, Mr. Fury.
Come on, John, sign that contract and get Spencer Brown, pick up that phone and get my name on it and yours, and let's get at it for a good cause.
I think you got more balls than John, Russ. You know what I mean?
I've got huge balls.
Calling out Spencer
Brown.
Spencer Brown, sorry. We ain't spoke for ages. Spencer don't pick the phone up anymore to me. He just, I don't know. I like Spencer, but he's been told what to do. He's nursing in. They're nursing him. You know, it's like Steve Olvers. Don't give anyone that video. Steve's shitting himself not to give it out. You know what I mean?
You mean the Neil Malpas beating John for Central?
That's the one. You know what? He should be proud of himself going out there throwing a few punches, shouldn't he?
Steve Oldsworth. Get a copy of that sold to me for 25 quid, like you sold me other copy.
25? I offered him 200 quid the other day. Still wouldn't sell it. Steve Oldsworth, come back to me, 300 quid. Just to plaster it over the internet.
300 quid for the only copy in the world of John Fury actually having a fight. And he lost. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. John deserves respect because he got in the ring. So we have to give him respect. But he got licked by my man from Donny. What do you think about Billy Joe and Canelo? It's not signed yet. I'm hearing Mick.
I thought it was already signed, ready to go. No?
Well, Tyson said him against Joshua was signed last June, didn't he? 2-fight deal. Still no in media.
Yeah. Well, Billy's abroad training, isn't he? Don't mean nothing, I suppose, yeah. Well, there's billboards got up. I've seen billboards on social media. But that could go up anyway, can't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they haven't printed them off, though. You mean the digital ones on Twitter and Insta and stuff like that?
Yeah, anyone could do that, can't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of people in industry, they're always doing stuff like that. So you think the fight's happening.
So you're saying it's not confirmed then?
There's no contract signed until I see them have a press conference and then at least get to weigh-in. I'm a bit like that about it, mate. A bit like that. Because Billy has a tendency to go off at rails, doesn't he? Kind of thing.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, you mean if he's not fighting?
Yeah, or leading up to a fight. Something always happens and and then the fight never happens. I mean, been calling out Canelo and Golovkin since 2015. Now he's got his opportunity in 2021. Golovkin's a 160 fighter, so Billy's not going to make 160 again. Canelo can do 160 to 175, so he's going to be fighting the biggest name in the sport. So let's hope that Billy fights him. I don't give him a chance to win. He got a 1 in 10 chance, but I hope he does win and brings the belts back to UK. But I don't think fighting Martin Murray is the greatest preparation for fighting Canelo. And it would have ball feast for 12 rounds against Murray. That performance against Martin Murray would get his head took off against Canelo. Canelo will just go through him like an hot knife through batter.
Batter?
like brick top. when he's telling that guy about them pigs. Oh, I think it's funny that. But we wish Billy all the best. But Billy, in my opinion, had a 4 in 10 chance of beating Canelo at 160 pounds. At 168, not a chance. 1 in 10 chance, if that. But I could be wrong. I doubt it.
If it happens, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to have it with him in middle of the ring. He's going to get on his bike, isn't he? Try and mess him about.
I don't know. See Frank Warren on a little video with Triple D. Talking about and Martin Bowers. Yeah, I've seen that earlier on, talking about him coming back and his first fight sort of end of March. He doesn't really do much talking, does he?
No, that's why they have to be there, sat with him holding his hand all the time.
I mean, he can't come across and get his words out, can he? They say he's a very clever man, but he just can't stand up and talk for himself, and that's a shame.
His eyes still looked a little bit not right, didn't it? Did you see his eyes? It still looks a little bit like it was swollen, didn't it? And that.
I didn't really take any notice, Russ, to be honest with you. But I think let's see what happens when he comes back. I mean, boxing's good. It's all right to win when you put in front of easy targets and knocking them out.
Yeah.
But then when you get it back, it's a different story, isn't it? It separates the boxers from the winners from the losers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
taking a pounding, you know, and no one went to quit. A lot of boxers were putting him down, as you've seen.
And what?
A lot of boxers were putting him down for keep going down on one leg and surrendering, basically. When his eye was really puffed up. That little Frampton was putting him down, you know, saying he shouldn't have quit and things like that. But horses for courses, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah. Did you know O'Hara Davis has left Kevin Mitchell?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, left him.
Where's he going?
I don't know who's training O'Hara now. I'm not sure, but him and Kevin Mitchell have split up, which is a shame.
I mean, the other fella's left Martin Bowers as well, isn't he? He's going into Mark Tibbs.
Yeah, but Martin Bowers is still his manager.
You know, that didn't seem right to me. I don't know what's happening there. I think Frank has told Triple G to stay with him and go with. I think he's controlling what he's doing, or he doesn't know where to go or where to what way to go forward. It seems he's a bit incompetent in that direction.
Who's incompetent?
Triple G.
Triple D, you mean?
Triple D, yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like I don't know. He just seems to be he's a bit lost still on where to go, who to train him, who's the manager, because he wanted to express himself about his training work, right, wouldn't it? But they wouldn't let him have a chance. And Frank was saying, "Oh, it's been done, it's finished. Let's look forward. That's old hat, you know." And he says that there was a few things could have been better. A lot of fighters, if they lose, they can say all these things, yeah. But on the build-up to things, it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they're blaming the bubble, sitting in the bubble for like 4 or 5 days doing nothing. You know, it makes you a bit slooby-looby.
It's same for other opponent, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Everyone's in the same boat, isn't it, when they're in there? So a lot of people just get on and play games on TV or whatever, don't they? Pass the time.
Yeah, I think he's a good prospect, Daniel Dubois, but who had he really beat before he got in there with Joe Joyce?
Listen, everyone was talking about Daniel's going to go a long way, is this, is that, and I believe he will still if he gets. Listen, sometimes some boxers need a loss to progress and go forward, pick themselves up and go again.
Yeah,
you know, and it's good he's had this in a sense because he's been put up against a lot of not so good boxers. I'll put it that perspective, and he's winning all the time. But sometimes when you're up against someone a lot better than you, and you've got to take a knee and a loss, it can make a complete different comeback. Make you as a better man, you know, a stronger man. You've experienced a bit more because boxing is all about experience and learning at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is from day one, taking punches, throwing the punches off, walking through, you know, going down, getting back up, you know, it's all about, you know, learning curve. And once you've learned that and built that and taken the punches, only that person itself would know what to do.
Yeah.
When he faces, you know, a bigger man than him and a bigger, stronger puncher than him.
Yeah.
But anyway, like Frank says, that's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Let's see what happens.
Who said that? Bricktop.
Well, no, he didn't say it, but in a sense, you know, that's gone. That was yesterday. Let's talk about tomorrow.
I'm warming to Frank Warren again. I went through a period in my life where I didn't like him, but I'm warming to him again now.
I don't know. Frank's all right. He's always been all right. Listen, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he, Frank? I think he's quite a fair person. Listen, he's a promoter. He's in it for the money like any other promoter. Someone's got to do the job. If he ain't doing the job, someone else will be taking the job. So, you know, Frank's all right. I like Frank. I think he's been around for many years, you know, and he's been with many champions and made champions. Like he's made Billy to where he was today, you know. And I think Billy's just made the move because he feels that maybe Hearn can get bigger fights for him, you know. But Frank will only put you in a bigger fight if he thinks you're ready for it. That's the difference. Eddie will do it for the money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting times ahead, mate. This is why we love this sport so much, Matt. All right then. What do you think is going to happen with Eddie Hearn and Sky? Do you think they're going to part company this year?
I don't know because Eddie, listen, Eddie does a lot for Sky, doesn't he? He brings a lot to the table, especially in the pandemic. He's still doing what he's doing, getting shows going.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, if Sky was going to step down from Eddie, where would he go? BT Sports?
Yeah.
Well, where would he go? The only other place is BT Sports, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or a new company comes out and launches, or he makes his own company and puts it through that.
Well, he's got DAZN working in England now, Mick. Did you know that?
That's really.
Yeah, DAZN are moving to putting shows on in England now. Well, they're giving Eddie a platform to use in England. Yeah.
Well,
people
listen.
think
At the end of the day, it's for Eddie, any businessman. It's a money thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he can get on with the other company, a lot cheaper than he can Sky Sports, he will go down that road. Why pay more money?
Yeah.
Well, I think Sky Sports is a branded name, isn't it? It's so branded in the UK. I think he's better off staying with them for the name.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing one off the other, doesn't it, at the moment? Which
I mean,
business
when you see BT Sports comes up and the hosting it and all that, and then you see Sky Sports. Sky Sports, I believe, is a lot higher up the level, isn't it? A bit more prestige. It's got the name, isn't it? It's got it's got everything about it. It's better than BT Sports, I think, as a personally.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, then. Well, listen. Thanks for coming on, Mick, for a catch up. I hope you're well.
No problem. We'll be catching up very soon about other things, won't we, Russ? Happening in match and stuff.
Yeah.
We got some more tricks up our sleeve. Where are they?
Yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it? Listen, if he gets John in the ring with you, and even me and Spencer getting at it, if he gets you to it ring, gets it over the line, doesn't it? It's all for a good cause, isn't it, mate? We're charitable sort of guys, aren't we?
Listen, I've said that from the beginning. This is a challenge, pure challenge, nothing else. You say you're the best, come out, or put it in your pipe and smoke it, John. That's what I've got to say to you.
Put it in your pipe and smoke it.
That's what he likes. That's his phrase. So you have some of that. Stick it in your pipe and smoke it, mate.
I like the Marifat Peas one. I like that one. It made me laugh. That John, you made me laugh with that Marifat Peas one. A good one. That
I didn't hear that one. What was that about?
He said something. I forget what he was saying. He was on IFL and he said they'll be crying or something. Be crying Marifat Peas or something. Is that them processed peas? Like big peas?
I think it's the peas from the chip he goes to down the road from his house. The Chinese.
Yeah, well,
and that oil they're still giving him for his car.
John says things with a straight face, and it's so funny. You don't know he's saying
oil,
it.
Was it chip oil? The old fat?
Yeah, he runs the. He's got a Merc 300, John. First time I've seen him in years. I said, "Is that your Merc?" He went, "Yeah." So what's that smell? She says, "I run it on chip fat oil." True story. That it was a 300D, I think. Merc G-Reg. He's had it years. Runs it on chip fat oil. If you can get away with it, why not?
Yeah.
First time I'd ever heard of cars being run on that. So why put diesel in when you can put chip fat oil?
You know, like the aliens are light years in front of us in brain power.
Amazing, isn't it?
Have you ever heard of it like that? Chip fat cars
No.
running on chip fat oil.
I remember one stage, a lot of people were going around collecting oils from garages, not even charging them to make it to put them in cars.
Yeah.
There was about a good year or two. A lot of people were doing that, going around garages and just taking away off them, not charging them.
No.
Which the garages, like people who's doing services in garages, all the old oil was taken, whatever they've done to it, just filtered it and put it back in their car.
Well, it's true, John. You run your car for no. Why not? I wish I could. £300 a month for my fuel bills. I wish I could run mine on chip fat oil, but it's not my style, that, because it gives off a smell as well,
I think that's what was been going on around the country. Yeah, that's why these new emissions are coming. They thought, fuck this with all the chip oil, all the fat and all the oil from the servicing garages. So they thought, let's get a legislation in and stop that.
Well, this is a few years ago. I set off from I had at the time, I had a Mazda Sports, and me and Dave Allen set off from Peter's gym in Bolton, and John was setting off, and we went wrong way. And as I turned around, John was coming down the other end. I seen him like that.
No.
And you could see when I said, John, big John there, ploughing on in his mate with chip fat oil. And I thought, you know what? Good on him if you can get away with it. Because he's a character, John, isn't it? We can't say it looked like it was smoking. Yeah. It was smoking sausage and chips out at back exhaust. You've got to give him his dues. He's a character and he's not bothered. He does his own thing, doesn't he? He's not bothered what people think. He says what he says. And he's funny. I think he's very, very funny. You've got to admit, he says things with a straight face that's so vacant on his face. It's funny as hell. He's a promoter's dream, Mick. That's why you and him getting at it, he wouldn't even be an hard sell, would it?
It wouldn't be what?
It wouldn't be a hard sell for anybody, would it?
Oh, right. No, he probably said it well. Yeah, definitely.
You want to see my inbox, mate, of people who want to see it, man. I'm waking up. You know, video, this will go out probably Tuesday, Wednesday, but my inbox when these videos come out is unbelievable. You know, emails and texts on YouTube, on my phone. People want to see this fight, so just keep chipping away and you'll get your just rewards. He'll have to come to the table because he has got a bit of pride, John. Right? Anybody who turns up to court for a Section 18 and don't go on the toes, knowing they're guilty and they're not going to get off with it, you've got to have balls just to go to court. Because you know you're going to get some off that judge for Section 18.
Well, if you don't go court, mate, you'll be fucking getting more off the judge when you get caught, won't you?
Yeah, you get a couple of years for going on your toes. But the point I want to make is he's got balls to do that.
Yeah.
So and he's been in ring, so I think you and him will fight. And I think at the end of it, you might be mates. He might be me. I might be a bad guy. I might be one getting flogged. for letting you come on here and get at it. But John, you're welcome on here anytime. Just turn up. Promise me one thing. You'll turn up, John. Tears coming out your face like man of fat pea. Oh, tickle me that. But all right then, Mick. Well, listen, you have a great Monday.
Yeah.
I will speak to you later. All right, my friend.
A nice big up to all my sponsors for last time. Thank you very much for being there with me and continuing our journey.
Do you want to read them out,
Peace
Mick?
out.
You want to read
Sorry?
them out? You want to read your sponsors out while we're at it?
Sponsors, we've got Ability Group, Official Watches, Marble Fantasy, Lanterns Recovery. Lanterns are all over the place. They've just come on board with us. Recovery service, breakdowns, they do everything. Tyre Company, 24 hours, direct tyres, and the famous States of Cyprus. And you've got Raymond Davis for contributing. Thank you very much, Raymond. And you got Fancy That Casino Online, which is that logo there. I fancy that. Just started up. Great company for online betting. And they're giving a lot of free bets away as well at the same time. So if you fancy a bet, fancy that, let's do it.
What are odds on you beating John in one round, Mick?
Me beating John in one round?
Yeah.
I fancy that.
Yeah.
That's the name. I fancy that.
You're going to come out windmilling, Mick.
I come out.
All right, well, listen, you take care, mate, and I'll speak
And
to
you,
later.
Russ, have a good day.
Cheers, mate.
And peace out. Keep trucking.
Keep sporting boxing.
Keep boxing.
Don't have
Push the button.
nightmares.
Don't forget the button below. Bye.
Don't forget the button below to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and join the members area. $5.99 a month for the Pokey.
That's the one. See, I'll remind you then.
Peace out.
Take care, Russ.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
You like that one, didn't you? Right, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me because we're on this journey together, aren't we? So anybody got any ideas for the channel, fire them over to me, porkycorner@mail.com. All right. Shout out to Innovation Alloys and South Yorkshire Packaging. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep on trucking.